Career Center presents Alumni Talks, a series of episodes featuring success stories from our very own trailblazers sharing lessons and experiences to help you jumpstart your career. Tell your story, share your lessons, create your own future.
Welcome to Season 2 of our Alumni Talks, where we bring you more stories of success, growth, and impact from our remarkable graduates. In this season, we continue to connect with our alumni trailblazers who are making waves in various fields, from education, entrepreneurship, engineering, science, arts, technology, and beyond. Join us as we gain valuable insights from their experiences, learn from their challenges, and celebrate their accomplishments. Get ready for another season of inspiration and connection here at Alumni Talks.
It is my distinct privilege to greet you a good evening, Trailblazers. My name is Mayor and I will be your host for tonight. I am excited to welcome you all to Alumni Talks Season 2, where we feature some of the most accomplished alumni from the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines. At USTP, we are dedicated to supporting our alumni in their professional development and assisting them in achieving their career objectives. The Alumni Talks is just one of the ways we do this. As we celebrate Women's Month, we want to highlight the contribution of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or the STEM, and continue supporting their career development. Despite the progress made in the recent years, women are still underrepresented in these fields, and we want to address the systemic barriers that prevent them from pursuing the STEM careers. Our guest for tonight is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering, Batch 2016, an accomplished licensed electronics engineer, licensed electronics technician, and a certified documented information controller. She made a name for herself in STAAG State Power Inc., where she creates reports and documentation involving plant performance data, heat rate, cool supply management, and others. She creates project documentation and assists in producing technical drawings. Let us welcome our esteemed guest speaker, Ms. Danica Tacbas. Hello, Ms. Danica. Welcome to Alumni Talks. Kamusta?
Yes, I'm great, Ms. Mayor.
Yes. To start this chikahan tonight, Ms. Danica, you know what? After I've read about your career journey, I was so excited to meet you personally. Because you know what you have experienced, it's like very promising and interesting. And I want to have a knowledge sharing with you because we will not just only going to know what your career journey are, but also we will know more about Miss Danica as a woman and at the same time as an alumna of USTP. So, can you tell us a little bit about your career journey and how you got to where you are now?
Yes, Ms. Mayor, but before I answer that question, I'd like to thank the Career Center and the University of Science and Technology of the Southern Philippines for once again inviting me. It's always a delight to be back in school, to be back in our university, to share a piece of my journey and, of course, which USTP has always been a part of. So on your question, Ms. Mayor, on how did I go or chose a career in STEM? So actually, it was, I would say, fate. So I did not intend on pursuing a career in STEM while I was in high school, nor when I was in grade school. It's something I never bothered to explore. But because of a scholarship that that allowed me to only choose among the 6 offered courses in USTP, to choose a career in engineering, it was only because of that scholarship that I was able to explore and become an engineer. And until this day, I would still consider that opportunity one of the greatest and the nicest opportunities that came across my path. So yeah.
Indeed. Wow. Thank you so much, Miss Danica. And you know what? One of the things that I am grateful for USTP is that we are honed in science and technology. As such, we really make things realize. And to start this meaningful talk with you, I have a set of questions here prepared. That's why I'm very excited to start this talk with you, all right? So, can you tell us about your journey in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics or STEM? Like, what inspired you to pursue this field and what challenges did you face along the way? Knowing Miss Danica, you are a product of electronics engineering and also considering that you are a woman.
When I took the challenge of studying electronics engineering here in USTP, it felt fulfilling to be able to be given this opportunity to learn what boys are allowed to learn. And it's so fulfilling to be able to study with them and to discover new technologies.
Yes.
And that motivates me to improve myself, to strive hard so that I could be better at what I do. And right now, I think all the hard work has paid off. I am officially a licensed electronics engineer. But if you ask me what are the challenges in studying or in being a woman in STEM, where, as we already know, women are underrepresented, there's actually a lot of challenges. And despite the previous efforts of trying to lessen the gender gap in STEM, there's still a lot for us to do. So personally, I've experienced different kinds of discrimination in getting jobs related to STEM. In fact, here in the Philippines, we have 36% of the graduates of STEM are women. But from that 36%, only less than 50% of the women graduates are hired in STEM-related jobs. That speaks volumes that indeed, despite all the efforts, women are still discriminated during the hiring process. And I experienced that. So in fact, just after graduation, we were not yet licensed. There was a local industry who called all of our male classmates.
Wow.
Because they were asking our classmates to apply for their industry. So knowing that, my classmates didn't even had to apply. It's not a matter of competence. It's not a matter of hard work. They just had to be males to be given that opportunity. And after getting my license, I did too my part of the job hunting. So I was applying to companies, to industries and all. And I applied to another local industry, and I was made to believe that I got the job. So I was shown to the workstation that I would be using. I was explained the scope of the job that I would be doing. And so I felt, yeah, I was hired. I was even given a date for me to report to work in their industry. But on my way home, I was called back, and they apologized and said that they are not able to give me the job offer. So I asked seniors I know working also in the company for the real reason why they couldn't hire me. And they said it's because the higher-ups said that it would take a lot for a company to hire women. They would need to build infrastructures for women, like restrooms, like lockers, like showers dedicated to women. They would have to in place different policies directed or women-friendly policies in the workplace. And perhaps that industry was thinking maybe it was easier for them to just tell me no.
Yeah.
I kind of understood that it might be the case for some smaller industries here, especially here in the Philippines. But thank God that I've crossed my path with an inclusive company, the one I'm working with right now. It doesn't only give opportunities to women to work with them, but you also notice that there are women leading in certain departments, leading in technology-related departments, technical departments, and these women are now my role models at work.
Well, that's nice to hear, ma'am. It's really a good factor that we can identify our inspiration, and that would help us along the way. On the other hand, you've mentioned about the challenges, and I'm sorry for what you have experienced, Miss Danica. You're so brave to face that one, no? So, may we ask also if what are the steps that we can take to address these challenges?
You know, I think, Ms. Mayor, one of the steps that we could undergo or partake to address this challenge would be to equip our female engineers or women in STEM, to equip women in STEM with the right skill sets that will allow them to have certain advantages when they go apply for jobs in STEM. So because it's truly, and because we are at a disadvantage point, so let's incorporate more advantage points to us, so that despite the discrimination, despite whatever other people may think of us, may look down on us, we know that we have the right skill set needed for the job.
Exactly. I really appreciate the steps and guide you have shared, and it's substantial to apply in overcoming such challenges. And we cannot really deny the fact that challenges are really along the way. It's present. But what being said with that one, how can we encourage more our dear USTP trailblazers to pursue careers in STEM fields? And what can we do to ensure that they have the support and resources that they need to succeed?
So I would say, I would like to encourage our fellow trailblazers to pursue a career in STEM, because STEM is the future. With the existing technological advancements that we have now, we believe that we are just about to enter the phase of industrial revolution, technological advancement, and a career in STEM will definitely catapult you towards greater opportunities, greater professional growth that other fields may not be able to give us in the near future. So it's really good to be exposed in different trainings, in different skills, in different tools that will enable us to become better engineers, better technicians, better mathematicians, or whatnot, so that our skills will not be overshadowed by our gender.
That sounds so promising. Surely that will help the USTP trailblazers by considering their future careers in STEM. And now, this leads to one of my favorite questions that I have prepared for you, Miss Danica. What are some of the most exciting advances happening in STEM fields right now? And how do you see these advances shaping the future of our world?
Yes, Ms. Mayor, that's a really good question, and it's very timely to share to our fellow trailblazers. Right now, we are entering the age of industrial revolution. So we call that Industry 4.0. So this involves technologies like AI, cloud computing, and other technological advances. So this is actually really promising, not just to the world, but most especially to women in STEM. Because this actually offers us a lot of opportunities, especially this gives us avenues to be able to work given the physical limitations or whatever. In fact, one of the reasons why HRs or companies discriminate against hiring women is because the tendency of having a long maternity leave. But with cloud computing and with, as evident as well in the recent pandemic, we can now work from home. A woman who just gave birth to a child can still attend to her work at home. So with all these things happening now is the right time for our women in STEM to shine more than ever.
Like one phrase to say, we are really an empowered woman.
Yes. we can multitask and do a lot more.
Yes. And such advances happening in STEM is so great to hear, Ms. Danica. And a while ago, you have shared an encouragement for our Trailblazers community on how they will pursue careers in STEM. So this time, what advice would you give to the trailblazers who are just starting out of their STEM careers? And what qualities do you think are most important for success in these fields?
The advice I'd like to share to our fellow trailblazers, especially the ladies who are just starting out their career in STEM, is to be confident, to believe in yourself. As you pursue this career, you will meet a lot of people who will tell you you can't do it. Prove them wrong by doing it right and doing it well. Do not adhere to the limitations that the world set upon women. We are more than just a woman. We can do so much more. So please do not limit yourself. Please continue to believe in yourself, in what you can do, in the technological advancements that you can contribute. Be curious and always hone your skills, and then you will succeed in any field of STEM you choose to be.
Well, thank you so much for adding in inputs to that round. And now, can you share a story or experiences that highlights the importance of diversity and inclusion in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics fields, and how it has impacted your work or the work of those around you?
So, Miss Mayor, I won't be sharing a personal experience, but I'd like to share you a true story that will enlighten us on that topic. The world might wonder why women are so dedicated in pursuing equality in the workplace, especially in STEM, where women are underrepresented. The reason for that is because when it's just the men who are contributing to technological advancements, when will the world hear the women perspective? In fact, seatbelts and the safety bag in cars, they were developed using dummies that are male-specific. That's why there are more recorded deaths in females despite having all these safety precautions. Because there are no women who can input something. The technological process doesn't have the women's perspective, the women inputs. That's why it's really necessary for these developments to have women participation, to have our women represented, to be able to contribute, to be able to decide as well regarding these technological advancements. So no, we are not just noisy because we just want to be included. We are pushing for equality of gender in the workplace because it will allow us to contribute more to the society.
I'd like to affirm to that statement, Ms. Danica. This time, how can we work to create more equitable and inclusive STEM workplaces, and what role can individuals, organizations, and policymakers in promoting change?
All right, so this is actually a very ambitious question, Ms. Mayor. So we're talking about policies, we're talking about organizations, but I'd like to share a simple answer. Equality starts at home. We don't actually have to think far and wide for that answer. We don't even actually have to think yet of policies. Let's just start at home. Because at home, growing up when we are younger, so girls are always gifted with dolls. No? We are always gifted with teddy bears, pretty clothes, and we were raised, we grew up being affirmed by the adjectives pretty instead of smart. That's why we grew up loving to be called pretty than to be called smart, no? Smart is for the boys, yeah. So let's start correcting those behaviors at home. So in fact, there was a study. There was a study on determining what could contribute to increasing spatial skills of people. Spatial skills is very necessary for a career in STEM. It allows you to imagine, to visualize, so it's a very important skill. And did you know that the findings of such study determined that the kids who played with Legos, with blocks, with things that you need to assemble, those are the same kids that have higher spatial skills over those who did not. And girls are not given those toys because then again, it's for the boys. The gender assignment was already determined at home. So I think we have to slowly correct that. Let's allow our kids to explore. let's allow them to be introduced to these kinds of toys and to be later introduced to a profession instead. And aside from that, I think we have to change the culture at home. Because every time, let's say for example, there's a child, there's parents, right? So every time the child is sick, who do you think is the parent required to take a sick to leave from work and attend to the child? It's always the mothers. Why is it always that? The father is still the parent of the child. He still can arrange or look after the child. Why is it always the moms, the mothers, who have to leave from work so they could attend to the child? So I think if we develop a healthier culture at home, we can actually develop a healthier mindset. And this mindset will not just transcend in home, it will transcend to our academe in schools, and it will transcend eventually in the workplace. So again, when we want to see change happening, let's start at home.
Exactly. I even hate the idea of pointing fingers because of this, because of that, but the mere fact we can start it from home. Yes. Further, what are some of the most important skills and qualities needed for success in STEM careers? And how does the USTP family, especially the women in STEM, develop and cultivate these skills?
Yeah, so actually, taking back from our discussion earlier,
Yes.
I mentioned about the Industry 4.0. So with all these technological advancements, we have AI, we have cloud computing, data, and data is the new oil right now. So with all this much developments, I think it is very smart that women, trailblazers, learn programming, develop data analysis. No? These are very important tools that you will have in your workplace. Ms. Danica, I am not a data science graduate. I am not a data engineer. I am not into computers. Well, someone could argue I'm a civil student. Should I learn about data? Yes, because you can contribute your functional analysis to this data, especially on data regarding civil engineering.
Exactly.
For example, you're a mechanical engineer. So we don't need data in mechanical engineering, we just need structures. No, because then again, you can contribute your mechanical knowledge, your mechanical engineering knowledge to the functional analysis of this data. It will do you a lot of good if you learn that now. And USTP is really a good place to study because it has been giving different trainings to the students regarding that. So the curriculum is rich on those trainings. And I believe you also have different technical seminars that will also help or assist students or the trailblazers learning regarding this knowledge. And Ms. Mayor, I would just like to share how important the USTP's environment in all of this. So actually, one thing that allowed me to thrive and to survive in STEM is because I had a lot of role models growing up. So in fact, even in USTP, we had a lot of professors who are women. And these professors had shown us quite greatly how well women can not just survive, but excel in STEM. So thank you so much, USTP, for providing us with such healthy environment. I didn't felt the discrimination while being here. We were given equal opportunities, and we are seeing women actively in STEM through our professors, and it really boosts the confidence in us that we too could survive, not just survive, and we too could excel.
Yes. To some point, it is undemanding to identify the skills and qualities. But what's then, no? By identification, even so to that, you have mentioned that it gives more value adding to the idea that the skills you have, the qualities you have, it can be like developed and cultivated. So with this, how do you think we can continue to build momentum around the issue of women in STEM? And what can we do to ensure that the progress is sustained over the long term?
So yeah, since we are talking about sustainability of gender equality, so this is the time that we come out of the home. So I said that equality starts at home.
Yes.
This is the time that we now include policies. So when we talk about sustainability, policies plays a key role in sustainability. So right now, our government or the administration has offered the talks about having daycares that would actually help a lot of working moms. The reason why the workplace hates moms because they usually file for leave from work so they could attend to their child's needs. But with daycares, with play schools, someone is taking care of your child. Someone is looking after your child. So the parent, the mother specifically, cannot concentrate on her work because someone is taking care of their children. Another thing is we could extend paternity leaves. Why is that? We're talking about women. Why do we have to extend paternity leaves? Because then again, we can provide policies like extending paternity leaves, but not limited to the first month of the birth of the child. But that could be an extended paternity leave, like maybe the father could have a month of paternity leave distributed in a 2 years' time. So that when there are situations that would require his attention, it's not always the mother. Because the mother and the father are both parents of the child. Why is it always just the mother who has to sacrifice her career, who has to stop working just so they could look after the child? So I believe those policies would be of great help to our women. And aside from that, education and advocacy. It is really important to advocate, especially to start our children young, to advocate for equality. It is important that our girls know what their rights are, what their opportunities are, and it's very important to also advocate so that everybody takes a grasp of what this gender equality is all about. So let's not just educate our girls about gender equality, let's educate the world.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Danica. Finally, what message would you like to share with our USTP Trailblazers about the importance of women in STEM? And why this is such an important issue for all of us to care about and support?
So the message I would like to share to my fellow Trailblazers is to blaze the trail. Do not be afraid to go knocking on people's doors, applying for a job. Do not be intimidated that you are the only woman applying for that job. Because while it may be hard for you, with you on that industry, it will be a lot easier for all the little girls to come. So please be confident on yourself and don't allow anyone else, especially do not allow other men in your life to tell you you cannot do it. Girl, you can. And you've always been good enough, you've always been great, you've always been powerful. You just have to give it a try. And when things get hard, never surrender. Because challenges is what makes success worthwhile. So thank you so much, Ms. Mayor, and to our Trailblazers for inviting me. It has been a pleasure to be back here again in USTP and sharing my journey. So I hope I was able to inspire the female Trailblazers, and I hope that you carry this motivation to the next challenges of your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those valuable insights, Miss Danica. It has been an inspiring and enlightening session, and I believe that we have all gained valuable insights from Miss Danica's journey. We have heard from accomplished women who have excelled in range of the STEM fields, overcoming various challenges along the way. And Miss Danica's story has demonstrated the importance of perseverance, self-belief, and mentorship in pursuing a successful career in STEM. I hope this event has motivated and encouraged all of us, especially the young women from USTP community who aspire to pursue a career in STEM. Let us continue to support each other and work towards creating a more diverse and inclusive STEM community. That concludes our Alumni Talks for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again in our future episodes.